came here to master. Every fucking space that I touch, I go after. I am not a pastor, but I preach to you. You invest with me after. Did you capture?
Hi, my name is Vision Cooper, and I'm one of the co-founders of Master Spaces, a rental arbitrage acquisition agency. I've also founded a few other companies alongside my wife, Rel, and a few of my partners. Today, I want to talk about some pretty scary statistics and shed some light on a program that I'll be launching that will hopefully combat these statistics and allow us to be able to move towards a future where homelessness is just no longer something that we fear. Over 2 million households in the U.S. face eviction in the United States every year. So if I can paint this picture for you, this means in the past 4 years alone, our country has plunged over 8 million new families into homelessness. We've ripped away the shelter of over 8 million people in the past 4 years. In this country, eviction is like a stain on your identity. When you have a broken lease or an eviction or any type of debt on your credit or rental history, apartments and landlords won't approve you to live there. Even if your income shows you make enough money to afford the space. Even if you've never committed a crime, you're denied the most necessary resource in our society. Now keep up while I give you some data. The average household expense for Americans that rent their home is $2,500 a month. And this doesn't include any furniture rentals they might add on to the cost to establish a comfortable, well-furnished space for themselves and their family. The average cost to rent an entire space worth of furniture is about $1,800 to $2,000 a month, including 2 bedrooms, a living room, and a dining setup. So when you include the average car expense of $800 a month, plus health insurance, money for food, and gas, you're left with nothing. Americans are expected to maintain a lifestyle that costs upwards of $6,000 a month or $72,000 a year, all while making only $30,000 to $50,000 a year on average per household. 4 years ago, we were able to stabilize ourselves a bit and begin building our family with our newborn baby boy, Eli. And we just sat back and reflected a little on the struggles we went through in order to get to that point. As two completely blind people, my wife and I had to run away from home to fight for our independence. We left with nothing. We didn't know anything. We had no idea how we would survive. In the beginning of our journey, back in 2017, we were evicted multiple times. We lost friendships and relationships. We saddled ourselves with debt and had to pull ourselves out of a hole that our inexperience dug us into. Until our compounded lessons that we learned from all the various ways we tried to make money. We tried e-commerce, real estate wholesaling, digital marketing, web development, and a few other business models. And that led us to a spot 4 years ago that we were able to figure out what impact that we wanted to have on the world as entrepreneurs. We've slowly and painstakingly been building an enterprise that I hope, and my wife hopes, can solve a problem for the millions of people in this country who are just like we were when we didn't have anywhere to go, no family to run to, and no one to help us. 4 years ago, my wife, Rel, and I were listening to the protests of homeless people in Austin, Texas, chanting, "No shelter, no peace, no food, no peace, no home, no peace." At the time, Austin was trying to pass a law to remove Tent City, an area in downtown where the homeless lived in tents along the sidewalk, and there was nowhere else for them to go. My wife, Rel, turned to me and she asked me, all those people, what would someone have to do? How could someone make a difference in those people's lives? How could we solve that problem for them? 4 years later, after that conversation, where I told her that whoever would build that solution would have to be a really crazy and insane individual to take on a task so large. 4 years of pain, 4 years of putting my family, my wife, myself through hell, living and experiencing firsthand what people go through with apartments and landlords across multiple cities, traveling to various cities, learning and optimizing our workflows over and over and over again until we had the formula, the tools, the network, and the capital to be able to sweep the nation with our solution. There is unnecessary homeless in our country. This is what we built our enterprise for. This is what we hope to eradicate. Furnished rentals, corporate rentals, month-to-month, flexible living, hybrid leasing, whatever term you want to use. These types of rentals have been around in our country for years, and they've evolved and become so much more nuanced, and their use cases have expanded. Airbnb, Vrbo, and other platforms like them cornered a sector of the market and showed the power of furnished rentals through short-term travelers and vacationers. Furnish Finder carved out a platform for traveling nurses and other medical professionals to find fully furnished rentals near the hospitals where they work. And all these platforms, although really good at their use case, they do not solve the problem we've been trying to solve. In fact, platforms like Airbnb sometimes even create a problem in communities, which gives furnished rentals a bad rep. And after years of building our own furnished rental housing company and hospitality enterprise called HEX, we learned how to effectively use what's called rental arbitrage, the practicing of acquiring a property from a landlord or apartment community under a company business license instead of a personal credit. We scaled HEX to hundreds of residents and apartment community relationships, and we did this without the help of Airbnb. By combining our skills from our marketing experience and our web development experience and a deep understanding of housing and how people find a place to live, we built all of our strategies, workflows, and built a really good team around this concept. This allowed us to launch supporting services like in-home childcare and car rentals to make our enterprise stronger and more effective. We offer 7-night minimums and a month-to-month stay offer and lowered the barrier of entry for residents, allowing residents to just pass a background screening and pass an income verification. No eviction screening, no credit check required. We oftentimes didn't even need a website due to the fact that our residents stayed for a while in our spaces. They stayed month to month. It lowered the amount and frequency of our marketing for new people to fill our spaces. And my wife, Rael, and I worked hard, really cleaning up and establishing a network where we were able to capture residents on autopilot. The next company that we built together was a logistics and setup company called Your Place. Your Place makes setting up, furnishing, and supplying properties not only easy, but fast. Our team at Your Place specializes in bulk property setups. This means they can handle multiple properties at a time for you, so you and your team can focus on finding new residents and clients. Our Your Place team has cargo vans, tools, experience for eye and good design and feng shui. We built an acquisition agency called Master Spaces with our partner Carrie. At Master Spaces, we focus on assisting furnished rental operators, Airbnb hosts, and corporate rental business owners with negotiating, acquiring, and running a furnished rental business. We have exclusive partnerships with hundreds of apartment communities all over the U.S., and we work with apartment communities and landlords daily, matching them with our network of furnished rental operators, short-term rental operators, and corporate rental business owners. In 2024, we want to take things up a notch. I believe, and my wife believes, that with the decline of OTA platforms and the crackdown on STR nightly stays by apartment communities and even whole cities banning Airbnb and STR altogether, our country will literally let go of and make it harder to operate a furnished rental by outlawing it due to the fact that other platforms like Airbnb make it hard. In cities like Arlington, Texas, and New York, where the concept of the furnished rental isn't bad, but because of the crowds and client type that Airbnb focuses on, it just makes it really difficult to establish a sense of brand or a sense of separation from the constant issues that Airbnb has. 90% of Airbnb hosts don't even use social media to advertise, and 98% of Airbnb hosts only make money from nightly stays. They don't exercise any other services, they have no branding outside of platform, and this is exactly how the platform designed it to be. The platforms don't allow you to share links to your guests on purpose. The platforms are in control of your payouts on purpose. The platforms have the ability to return guests their money even if it's not warranted. The platforms take money from you and don't even let you grow, build something unique, be creative and competitive in ways that don't rely on hundreds of customer reviews, visual stimulation in the form of photos and fancy descriptions. If we're going to have an impact on the 2 million plus families a year that find themselves without a place to stay, if we're going to pioneer a new era for furnished rentals, just like Airbnb did when it emerged, we're going to need to get bold. We're going to need to create an opportunity for others to join us in moving forward towards the future. I'm proud to introduce Master CRS, a program we created under Master Spaces to be a one-stop shop for automating, staffing, scaling, and running a full-service hospitality business and corporate rental company. If you're currently doing Airbnb and you're looking for a change, if you're trying to find a business that not only can earn you an extra $800 to $1,200 a month per property in your portfolio, but a business that makes you feel good, a business that runs itself and needs very little work on your part. And I'm not talking about some, wannabe passive income stream type of organization. I'm talking about a real business. If you're looking to build a real furnished rental business that you can sell one day, that you can pass down to your children, that can more than replace your 9-to-5 job. If you want to move forward into a future where all-inclusive housing will be the norm, a future where fully furnished spaces will be the preferred choice for people starting over, digital nomads, traveling professionals, and more, Master CRS is for you. We spent years building these strategies, and we not only provide you with the workflows and marketing expertise and the marketing execution plan, but we also provide you with a pre-trained staff that can be scaled up or down depending on the size of your business. Our staff can take over managing any OTA platforms you're currently using, as well as integrate our strategies into the systems you already have in order to attract guests outside of OTA platforms in order to completely eradicate it from your marketing strategy altogether. We show you how to build and leverage waiting lists of guests to onboard properties at bulk. We provide you with content and update training and workflows regularly to continue optimizing your systems. Our goal with Master CRS is to empower people to try something different that's proven to be more effective than using only Airbnb and VRBO and other platforms like them. And today I'm challenging you. If you want to automate your scale to hundreds of rental arbitrage properties, if you want to help house hundreds of families across this country that need these furnished rentals, if you want to build wealth for you and your family, join us. Sign up for Master CRS today and transform your life.
Yeah. Now my shit ain't sweet, yeah. Sugar free, I ain't fucking with defeat, yeah. On my sleep, I've been getting to the feet. On my sleep, I've been getting to the feet. Fucking with a boss. Can you love this?